Hey everyone, welcome back to Windy City Ghostbusters presents Why We Bust, the podcast where tonight you're going to get to see the magical James Norman, the mythical Bob Anderson, and me, your host, Matthew Goeltenbodt. We're gonna talk a little bit here, and we're waiting on a guest. We're gonna see if we get him. He's across the pond, so sometimes things happen where it's very early in the morning there. So. Anyways, gentlemen, how are we all doing this evening?
I am exhausted and tired.
I'm all right. Doing all right.
Yeah.
Got my Pepsi Zero.
I'll
Excellent.
have to get my bottle of water here going soon so I can wake up. But so I was at an interesting convention this weekend that pertains to Ghostbusters, but not in the way you would think.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Do
I was at
tell.
the Midwest Gaming Classic in Milwaukee, which is like a retro video gaming convention. They have a little bit of modern stuff, but it's mostly like 1970s to about the early 2000s. You'll see like cartridges probably from your childhood video game collections like crazy, and that's one of my big hobbies outside Ghostbusters. So I was there working for a company, though. At the time I was filling in at the Paw Star booth, and I look over and I was seeing who the guests were, and Atari Age, which is like a fan club that supports like modern day Atari games, bring in like they make modern games for the Atari 2600.
Okay.
They had as their guests at their booth the creators of the Ghostbusters Ghostbusters Atari 2600 game.
Wow.
That's
Yeah,
something, man.
and I didn't know this. I should have checked ahead of time because I went. Sorry about that quick water thing. I went to. I would if I would have known, I would have went there with my copy of Ghostbusters on Atari for them to sign. And then, of course, the little bit of time I got to go run out there and shop to see if I could find a cartridge because whatever I owned two then. They were all sold out because everybody's going to get them signed. But that was like the honestly coolest Ghostbusters guest I've ever met in my life. So
That's a very eccentric one. Like that's one you would not expect
Yeah.
to run into.
No.
Did you nerd out a little bit?
it's sad because I learned about it after the fact. Like I was just reading an article from the from Atari Age, which is the group of folks, and it's called the Chicagoland Atari Association. So maybe we keep them in mind and see how perhaps we can get in contact with those guys for an episode of Why We Bust.
I like that idea. That
Hey
would
Norm,
be
can you
interesting.
mental note on that, please?
Sure. Why not?
It's called the Chicagoland Atari Association, and I guess they're just a group of Chicagoland Atari enthusiasts. And if they were able to book them, I wonder if they can get us some contact info. Because from a perspective of Ghostbusters in the earliest way possible, they're probably going to be the oldest guests we can probably get, like, ready to go,
Yeah, maybe. I'll have to look into it.
I like that idea. And for those watching in the chat, if there are guests that you would like us to have on here on Why We Bust, throw it in the chat. We'd love to hear some of your ideas.
Be
We're only
realistic.
be real. Yeah.
We're not getting Bill Murray on Why We Bust, folks. That's not going to happen.
No Dan Aykroyd, no Bill Murray. Yes, realistic. Maybe on the fringe, something that people wouldn't have normally thought of would be kind of cool. So yeah, but hey, to talk a little Ghostbusters topics here. I don't know if you guys caught that they are looking for somebody for CG, CG management, I believe it was, for the new Netflix series. What are your guys' thoughts on what you'd like to see out of that new Netflix series?
Do you want my selfish answer or do you want my realistic answer?
I want, you know what, Bob? We have time. I want both.
Okay, so my selfish answer is I hope I can get an audition to voice act for the show.
Okay.
That's my selfish hope out of it, but my realistic hope is I would really like it to have the same feel as something newer, because I don't think the concept of trying to reboot real Ghostbusters in 2027, I think they said, is when we're expecting for a date now. If they just redid real Ghostbusters in the same format in 2027, I don't think it would work. I think it needs to be a little bit more faster paced. I think Extreme Ghostbusters for the 90s was perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So what does the 2020s Ghostbuster look like in that kind of more futuristic tech? Is it more like, or are we going to be borrowing from the new movies we got? So, get a chance to see maybe the adventures of the kids, like podcast and stuff. That'd be kind of cool to see.
Okay. I can definitely I can dig that. Norm, what's your thoughts?
Well, I kind of agree with Bob. I have my theory, which is based in nothing but gut feeling kind of stuff. I feel like what they're going to do is they're going to use the animated series to tell stories between movies. So, between Ghostbusters 2 and Afterlife.
Okay.
Because they're not going to be able to do easily anything with the old school guys. So the best way to do it is animated. So that's why I feel like that's probably what they're going to do. Although I would prefer, part of me would also prefer to see, them continue with the Spengler family Ghostbusters. But we'll see.
All right. I like that.
Louis E. Kelsey in chat says he just hopes the animation art doesn't suck, and I would agree.
What style would you like to see it done in?
I can tell you what I don't want.
Okay.
I don't want, how do I say? I don't want heavy CG, something like Minions. I don't want to see that Dreamsworky style to it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be really overdone. I'm a sucker for hand drawn. I know that's, not the ask of these days. But that's my hope, would be something a little bit more what reflects 2025 Ghostbusters. You know what I'm saying? So what does that look like in animation these days? I couldn't tell you.
I'm an old school anime. Hand drawn is definitely where it's at. I'd like to see some of the artwork maybe in the IDW comic style.
That would be perfect.
That's really my hope. Now, for both of you, do you think that if we did have something that was, say, in between Ghostbusters 2 and Afterlife, do you think that messes with the canon at all of the video game? Because I know parts of that have been talked about being canon, not being canon.
Which video game are we talking about? Spirits Unleashed or the 2009?
The 2009.
I'm honestly, at this point, I think it's just going to be an Elseworld story. It happened in an alternate reality in the Ghostbusters universe, like how the comics take place in their own multiverse.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm okay with the Ghostbusters multiverse. There's lots of stories to be told in lots of different mediums, and I think my hopes for the Netflix show are really going to be, let's get some type of consistent story. I don't care what kind of story it is. Let's get a consistent story, some character arcs, and something that's a little bit relatable, so that way it keeps people engaged. To pull in people outside of the Ghostbusters, fandom. Let's get some new fans in here that maybe want to watch this show, and it pulls them back to the 84, 89 and encourages them to watch real Ghostbusters and even extreme Ghostbusters. I'd love to see almost a mix of, some of the the more edginess of Extreme mixed with what we get in the movies and things like that.
Lewis says in chat real quick, I like the way that Real Ghostbusters did their version modern story RGB style. And then we missed one from Rudy. Rudy says, I thought it was very cool when we had the Slimer voice actor, Robin. We had Robin Shelby on recently. Yes.
Robin.
Sorry, guys, we're playing catch up
sweetheart.
in comments. And hello, Vix. Thanks for these emote spam. We appreciate that.
Yes, we always do.
But go on with that. What were you saying?
If you happen to get a line on any of that voice acting stuff, I would love to throw my hat in the ring on that too. So I've always wanted to do some voice acting. I'm not going to share any of my voices that I do here, but definitely would like to get involved in something like that. Been a dream of mine.
Yeah, that's I'm sure there will be a lot of Ghostbuster fans looking to try to audition for that. There is in the Los Angeles Ghostbusters he was on recently. Norm would remember his name. I can't remember off the top of my head.
I barely remember my name, so
he was from Los Angeles. He came on to talk about the fundraiser.
I remember, but I don't ask me to remember somebody's name.
He's a professional voice actor, so if somebody from the community is going to get it, that'd be really cool to see somebody like that get it. But the biggest hope I get to see out of an animation is I'm not looking for them to include us as the community, but I would like to see them include the franchise. As Winston said at the end, as they're trying to grow this Ghostbusters franchise out, what if the cartoon was about the franchises that came out of that?
I am all on board with that. If say you do a 12 episode, you do a couple with the New York, you do one or two that are different branches. The IDW stuff that went overseas and stuff, like that was some of my favorite comics, honestly. Like that gave us a lot of dimension to hey, look at that, Dave's Dimension. It gives a lot of dimension to kind of the story arcs in the IDW stuff.
Dave's Dimension says, as long as the Netflix shows attracts fans young and old and isn't overtly aimed at kids, just my opinion. And no, I don't think that's a bad opinion at all and not a bad take. I don't think you can take Ghostbusters and make it like a toddler property or like a, let's say, age 5 to 12. I don't think you can take the franchise and do that.
Hey, now I own the Golden Book. All right.
Yeah, that's fair. I also own the Golden Books, but I don't. Yeah. I'm just saying, like, I don't see it being that way because Ghost Corp's going to be in charge of it. Frozen Empire is moving into a new direction. So if we're going to be, if it follows continuity from the cinematic universe we have right now,
yeah, and that would be my biggest ask is just make sure if they're going to do something, do it to expand the universe of what we have. That would be what I would want. I want to see us expand the overall lore and everything and deepen it and give us more stuff to play with than anything else.
It's got to stay horror comedy. That's once you start to pull that element out of it, it's no longer really Ghostbusters, is it?
Right.
So yeah, I definitely agree. It's got to be more geared at the adult audiences. So and Dave's Dimension, I'm saying that since Netflix gave Thundercats and She-Ra the Steven Universe animation treatment and writing, that's my fear. Okay, I will agree with you on that. That's why I said more of the IDW style, kind of hand drawn. Almost a panel by panel feel. I'm cool with that, but no heavy CG. Yeah, we don't need Ghostbusters minions.
No, that's what I would be. I understand the fear there because that's what I would say is, it has that dreams worky feel versus something different. But I'm trying to think of like the last Sony animated property that came out. I'm actually going to be looking that up as you two talk about something, because if it's based anything like that, we might be in for a treat.
I'm Would
Well,
Garfield?
now I'm trying to remember what that guy, the guy that's
here we go.
running it did, because I remember it was pretty impressive, but I can't remember what it was.
The big ones would be Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse and Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
I've only seen bits and pieces of it, unfortunately. You'd think with a 7-year-old son, I'd have watched all. And I love Spider-Man. I just started playing Miles Morales on PS5 not that long ago, and I'm incredibly impressed by that game. But the animation style of Across the Spider-Verse and into I'm okay with that animation for the Ghostbusters realm here. All right. So
If we
do we have any shameless plugs? Do we have any shameless plugs we need to get out of the way?
Yes, our next event.
Our next event is April 27th at the Kane County Toy Show here in St. Charles, Illinois. It is one of the, actually, I believe it is actually maybe the longest running. They're in their 52nd year of doing toy shows, and it is the largest in the United States. And if you're looking for something, chances are you can and probably will find it there. The price you're going to have to pay for that one coveted item may not be what you're looking for, but it may be there. That'd be similar to the glow in the dark Real Ghostbusters figure set that I found for a bargain basement price of $3,500. So, yeah.
How much did that Ghostbusters lobby banner set you back? 300?
We don't speak of the Ghostbusters 2 lobby banner. No, I believe. You know what? I was able to talk the gentleman down on that. I believe I picked that up for $150, but as Bob had mentioned, you're not going to find that anywhere. You said you know of one other person that has that. So if anybody watching has the Ghostbusters 2 lobby banner with the I believe it's the 4 Ghostbusters, and Sigourney Weaver is also on that too.
Yeah, it's the promo photo that they used on everything back then.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, if you have one, we'd like to hear, because I'd like to know if there's another one floating around there. But definitely a very scarce item to find, and I give Norm total credit for finding that, because it was behind shelves with toys in front of it, and you could barely see it. So
my Ghostbusters sense was tingling, and I found it. If it makes you feel any better, I'm not going to be able to make it to the toy show, so I won't find things for you to buy.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. You know, these days, limited funds, trying to make sure we got food on the table and gas in the car. So yeah, that's what it's about right now. As you can see behind me, I have more than enough toys and things to keep Matt busy. So there is always that. When I get the itch, I can just open up something that I probably paid too much for. But beyond the toy show, I know we've got some events that are coming up in May, but we're a little ways out from that. So, hey Norm, how's that? The Proton Pets. Do we have artwork we're going to be circulating for that?
Sure.
Good job.
I need to modify what I already have to make it just something to pester people with. I haven't gotten around to it yet, so
that's okay.
That idea was only
doesn't Jeff in Virginia?
Night.
Doesn't Jeff in Virginia give us the artwork to use for that?
No, I made artwork.
He did.
It's got my cat on it.
It does have your cat on it.
I'm talking about the actual logo for the Proton Pets thing as a whole.
No, I don't know that there's actually like an official logo.
There is an official logo. He just sent me a patch.
Oh,
I'm jealous now. Oh, I want to.
I mean, there's the patches, but yes. I didn't really consider that like an official logo, but yes.
That's okay.
They're using that for their fundraising, so I don't really want to steal that from them.
No,
we'll have to make patches with Mabel on them.
Yes, we encourage all those that are watching definitely to go check out the Proton Pets initiative and give if you can, because I myself I have 2 adopted dogs. I have an adopted rabbit. I have an adopted cat. Um, Pet adoption is definitely the way to go. Give an animal a home. Give them their forever home.
Yes.
We encourage that. Being a dog, cat, and multiple animal person myself. So what do you want to talk about?
Well, here's the thing. I'm prepping for something that I'm forcing Norm to do post stream. So, Norm, while I'm typing about it, can you please tell them what Volin told you to do?
Yeah, so right after this, we're going to be over on Bob's Twitch channel, Bob After Dark Plays, and we're going to be playing Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed. I believe we're going to have Jacob from Circle City Ghostbusters joining us as well.
No, he will not be. He cannot. So, there may be other Ghostbusters that we might have other Ghostbusters that want to play.
All right. Well, there you go. I don't know if Bob's got people or not, but if you know Bob,
if not, it might be just me and Norm and whoever's playing. But you get the idea.
Yeah, that's fine.
So, what do you guys want from if the animated series comes out, right? What always comes out with animated series is merchandise. No, name your cartoon gets merchandise all the time.
Ooh, I like merchandise talk.
Exactly. What do you speculate we will be getting if these things hit, like toy wise? Do you think we're going to get a new line of action figures, whatever it might be?
I want Bill Murray popcorn bucket.
A what?
A Bill Murray popcorn bucket. Didn't you see the Deadpool and Wolverine ones?
Yeah, so you just want his head?
Just his. I'm totally kidding.
He is not kidding, folks.
He's not kidding.
One can dream. No, but I actually wanted to bring up like the popcorn bucket wave. Like you got the trap, right? We got some awesome popcorn buckets from Frozen Empire. I happen to have a full set of them.
I do too. I got those, and then from when we got Afterlife was the wonderful Ecto.
The Ecto, yes. So I noticed that there's a wave of popcorn buckets that are being released with good movies. So
and some not good movies.
And some not, like Dune.
I love Dune.
No, I'm just saying the popcorn bucket for Dune.
That was just a design.
That's a design, all right.
My word.
I'm sure we're gonna get something along those lines. Hey, you know what? How about a Firehouse popcorn bucket?
I mean, there was a tin one.
There was a tin one, but like
a nice actual big popcorn. Yeah, I mean that could be cool.
Man, you guys are thinking small. I'm talking merchandising for a cartoon. I'm talking toys, man. Updated toys, like new Proton Packs.
I know. Well, what I would like to see is now we've had the run of our traditional Proton Packs. We got the upgraded ones here in Frozen Empire. I'd love to see a new style of Proton Pack, and I think that Spirits Unleashed really gives us a good look at what is possible.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there are some really cool upgrades and such that you can do to all of the equipment. So I'm really hoping that we get to see some of that maybe portrayed in the show. But also, being able to not have to 3D print it, maybe like a HasLab, Netflix series, Proton Pack, whatever they come up with would be cool. Because as a Ghostbusters fan and franchise member, who wouldn't want some new equipment to show off, right? But I'm a sucker for T-shirts. I'm a sucker for anything with the Ghostbusters logo on it. Bob, what are your thoughts? What do you want?
I want a squirt gun Proton Pack.
Oh, okay. All right.
You want to fill it with Malort, don't you?
You do want to fill it
Now,
with
see,
Malort.
that's not. I can't say that out loud. We have young listeners, folks. They don't need to know what Malort is.
That's all right. You can fill it with grape juice.
I can fill it with grape juice. You are correct.
Pink lemonade.
Now you're talking. I want you guys to know that trying to publicize a thing that's about to happen after this show during talking while on this show is just my absolute favorite thing in the world to do.
Yeah.
You're multitasking.
I am. I'm gonna make Norm put it up on the Windy City page too in about 3 seconds. But you can stay live here on this stream, Norm, and just stream your game.
Yeah. But I have to. Well, no, I can't. I would have to go off and then come back on. I can't just.
Why do you say that?
Because I would need to switch over to something else.
Like a new console, like a new system?
Well, I guess I could.
What I'm saying is all you do is you hit Stream Manager, change the name.
Yeah, but I'm not using Stream Manager. I'm using. No one wants to hear this. This is a horrible podcast.
This is the greatest podcast episode we've ever had, folks. I'm sorry.
Well, this is real life. This is what it's like to.
Guys, we want you to know that we were not prepared for no guests tonight. I'm on here to try to help this.
We were not. And you know what, though? That's okay, because things happen, and sometimes you just gotta wing it. So.
This is glorious.
Yes, Bob is giving tech advice.
He's really not, because what he's saying is wrong.
No, what I'm saying is 100% correct.
No,
all you do is you stop using. You could still run this.
I could, but
you just switch over to. Oh yeah, you would just stream this to OBS. Is what I'm saying.
No, you can't. That's not going to work. Again, this is.
Not
Did Facebook knock out your guest? We don't know. Okay. Our guest was from across the pond.
He was. I'm gonna guess he may have fallen asleep because 1 a.m.
and that's fair. We got to play catch up on. We got to play catch up on comments because there's quite a bit going on here.
I haven't even.
So Terry says hello from the Sioux Empire Ghostbusters.
Hey guys, congrats on your 501c3, by the way.
Yes,
congratulations.
Grim says boo, BOO, as in to frighten us.
Oh.
How bad do you want one, Bob? A squirt gun proton pack?
Yes.
That sounds lovely. I've always wanted one that would shoot silly string.
What about bubbles? A bubble blower.
Ghostbusters 2016 Answer the Call of LA premiere. Ghostbusters Detroit showed up with functional slime blowers that you plug in, and there was a bubble machine that ran out of the machine. And so when they pulled out on the slime blower, it shot out pink suds.
That's cool.
And there's videos of me dancing in this smooth slime on 103-degree weather, like rooftop on Madame Tussauds Wax Museum. I'm sunburnt and I'm just dancing in mood slime.
Where is this video, Bob? Nora, find it. Put it up on here.
It's on my Facebook.
Is it really?
Yes. Trevor Walmer says a video game where you get to drive the Ecto. Now you're talking.
Cool.
That exists. It's called Ghostbusters 2 on NES.
Bob's favorite game.
Rocket League used to have the Ecto available as a drivable vehicle. That was a lot of fun. Is it?
I think it's back, or it's going to be back because they just supposedly added new cosmetics.
I'm gonna have to go check that out.
Silly string shooting proton pack. Lewis says, we're playing catch up on comments. Trevor Walmer says, bring back Ecto Cooler. If we get a cartoon, I can guarantee you.
I have a funny story about Ecto Cooler. Keep going.
I'm guarantee you that if Ghostbusters, the animated series, comes out, we will get Ecto Cooler back as a tie-in the very least.
Do either of you still have 2016 Ecto Cooler?
I do. I bought a quarter pallet of it.
Okay. Have you? So I have 5 of them. We just transferred them from the upstairs fridge to my downstairs fridge. I believe it may be eating through the can.
Don't tell me that.
Well, okay, mine's been cold. If yours is warm, I don't know if that's going to be the catalyst, Bob, but I'd go check that Ecto Cooler.
Don't be telling me that, man.
That's why I drilled holes in the bottom of my Ecto Cooler and drained it.
Probably smart. You know what I used to? Because I didn't buy a quarter pallet of it, but I did have quite a few cases, and I used to use it as a marinade for my pulled pork. It was very, very good. Very tasty.
I will, once I'm done publicizing our stream, which, by the way, if there's any Ghostbusters watching that want to play Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed, just let us know. And then Scrim says can put a Super Soaker in a screen accurate pack. Now you're talking.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm sure she could put anything she wants in a Proton pack and it'll work really well.
This is the greatest comment of all time. By the way, I don't think this is going to be turned into a podcast. I can use this to play catch up. So we're just going to pretend this is a live show this week. So this says, wait, is Bob giving tech advice to Norm? Clap, 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 clap.
Sound advice.
I was giving you wonderful advice, but no, what you're going to do is come raid my stream. And then that way there, everybody could watch it from my end. And then we'll just talk in the Windy City Discord. Matt, if you could figure out how to get yourself connected, if you want to play with us, you can.
I just might. I have a child that needs to probably finish his homework, and
that's fair.
You know,
we're gonna be playing just for an hour during my stream, but
all that fun adulty stuff. All right, so let's get back on a little Ghostbusters topic here. So we're gonna guess. Let's play devil's advocate and say that the movies are now going to be, we'll say, a trilogy, right? So we've got Afterlife, we've got Frozen Empire, and we're gonna get one more. What do you want to see in the next Ghostbusters movie? Storyline wise. And hopefully new tech is a thing, and maybe a couple updates to Ecto.
I want Ghostbusters in a new city. I want the franchise concept to do it, and I would call it something like, the tagline would be the franchise rights alone. And I would love to see something shot in Chicago. Now I understand.
I was going to say, what city would you like, Bob?
Chicago, but I'm not just saying that to be selfishly.
No.
But if it wasn't for Chicago, Ghostbusters wouldn't exist. Second City.
Very correct. Yep, I could not agree with you more. IDW explored some of that.
Yes.
And I really think that there is something there. I think it'd be a missed opportunity if they did not do something with Chicago. And I'm not being biased just because, we're the Windy City Ghostbusters. But I really would like to see something in Chicago. And Chicago getting their own Ecto. What would Chicago have as an Ecto? I have an idea.
Well, what's your idea?
I'm going to say probably one of the most prevalent cars when you get towards the city, which is a Dodge Charger. It's a police issue vehicle, could definitely be repurposed. I really love the Dodge Magnum Ectos that I've seen out there.
Well, Dodge Magnums do have a police car version.
They certainly do. I think something like that would be cool. I think that kind of fits the aesthetic of the city. I'm really partial to Caprices. I don't know. I'm just saying. So, all right. So a Ghostbusters based in Chicago. Bob, what would be the first place that you would like to see our heroes bust a ghost.
Okay. Now you're hitting me with the questions.
Oh,
You're hitting me with a very good question.
I know, that's why I asked.
The Hancock Building.
Ooh, okay. Because of all the stairs?
Yes. Well, it's legitimately haunted, and apparently they say that building was giving inspiration for Dan Aykroyd to have actually helped write Ghostbusters. I don't know how much there's truth to that, but that's the rumor I've always heard. I would love to see their firehouse be on the south side of Chicago. I think that would be like, the perfect place to be, next to like Rick Benny's.
Okay.
And that way there, it makes sense. Or, you do it up on the north side close to Wrigley. That'd be kind of cool too. But that's just me being selfish. We got Ghostbusters in New York City now 3 times, which I get. I understand.
Mhm.
And then we got Ghostbusters in Oklahoma. God, please don't crucify me for this. What city is Ghostbusters shot in?
Somerville, Oklahoma.
Afterlife. Oklahoma. Thank you. I thought so.
Yep.
So we got it shot there, but we've never got a chance to see the other stuff,
Yep. Now, if they shot it in Chicago, say they shot it for a total of 50 days, how many days would you be down there?
50 days.
Okay, that's the answer I expected, which is honestly, if they did something in Chicago, I for Transformers Dark of the Moon, when they shot that down there, I went down and saw that. That was a spectacle, and I actually own 2 of the chairs that were used on the set. So fun little fact. They're garage. Actually, I think they're in the yard now. But anyways, so all right, so we know we want something in Chicago. What type of ghost would you like to see them get?
Al Capone.
Ooh, good choice. I like that.
I'm not playing around.
The ghost of Al Capone. All right. Was it maybe? Here's a good storyline. Geraldo accidentally let the ghost of Al Capone out of the safe. There was nothing.
Oh my God! You open up the movie or the cartoon, whatever. You open it up with that news clip of what's his face? You just said his name.
Geraldo,
right? We get the news clip of him opening up the safe, or we recreate that event.
Mm-hmm.
Recreate the event, and then it opens it up, and then you just kind of see this gray smoke come out of it, but nobody else notices, and it's the ghost of Al Capone.
That's what I'm saying.
Our friend Iron Beagle says Spirit of Chicago Fire would be cool. Yeah, that'd be pretty neat.
Oh, you know what? Be complete opposite of Frozen Empire.
Yeah, and then we have the ghost of Jake Blues Paxton says that's a good idea.
That is a good idea. Something at the Joliet prison would be good.
I think a TV show based on a franchise and raise a cult like the old Friday the 13th series. They track down cursed objects. Don't tempt me with a good time. That's the plot I think everybody wants in a Ghostbuster-y type show, at least for me, because I'm into the paranormal legitimately outside of Ghostbusters. And a monster of the week cursed item that podcast has to go and like retrieve, I would watch that every week religiously. I think I'd call in every single favor I had to make an appearance on that show, but please think of it, a monster of the week type show where podcast has to go and retrieve a cursed object. That sounds great.
I'm on board for that. That sounds like a good time to me.
Is the prison from Blues Brothers still in Joliet standing? Trevor Walmer wants to know, and the answer is yes. They sometimes do public tours of the outside, and then that's where Blues Brothers Fest has been the past couple of times, right, Norm?
Yes, it is. They also do ghost tours.
Yes. So the the prison from Blues Brothers still stands. In fact, most places that you see in the movie are still standing in Chicago. If you're a Blues Brothers fan, the 95th Street Bridge is not far from me at all. I drive over that every so often just so I could say I drove over the bridge they jumped. There is this where they played their final concert scene in Blues Brothers. That is actually now where the city of Chicago keeps their horses.
Oh, fun Chicago fact. I did not know that.
Yeah. Remember, folks, this is not our normal content. Let me just drop in and say that really fast.
It is
normally we have a guest on, and normally we pick their brain and find out who they are. So why we bust this week is
I had questions.
Yeah, that's okay. We're not upset.
No,
it's just
not at
the
all.
show must go on, and here we are just doing a roundtable. So I mean, you guys are enjoying it. You're sticking around. We appreciate it.
I mean, you know what? I'm glad with all the engagement we're getting tonight. This is really good. I mean, throw out some more questions. We're here for another 18 minutes, folks.
Yes, and Bob had totally forgotten not to install Spirits Unleashed. So I'm currently installing Spirits Unleashed. It's gonna be done, Norm. I already see your look on your face.
Famous last words.
It's an 86 gigabyte download that'll be done tomorrow morning.
I have good internet. It's 7%. As you got to there in like 13 minutes. We're moving right along here, baby.
I like it. So let's go. We got a Twitch comment from Zadora Dolina. Where would you like to investigate anywhere in the world?
Oh, paranormal investigate. I have, God, now you're asking me my Tower of London.
Okay. Why?
All the nonsense that went on in there. Probably one of the most haunted sites in the world.
Interesting. You know, I'd like to do something in Rome. You walk around Rome enough at night, you get some real creepy vibes down some of the streets and stuff. I think that'd be cool. Somewhere in Italy, you know, some old ghost yelling at you in Italian. Norm, you?
I have no idea.
Norm went on the best paranormal investigation of all time. He went on one of my bus tours.
I did.
And how did that go? I feel there's a story here.
We survived.
Okay, well, that's good.
I didn't drive the bus. Let me be
true.
very clear about that. I see a question about a doll. Oh, my word. Bob, would you spend the night alone with the real Annabelle doll? I'm going to tell you yes. But I'm only going to tell you yes under like 5 conditions. I get paid a whole lot of money to do it. It is publicly streamed for a full evening with me just hanging out with Annabelle the doll. And 3, I have somebody ready to give me an exorcism the second my evening is over. And then, yes, I would stay the night with Annabelle the doll. But those are my stipulations.
I'd watch it. I would watch the entire thing, Bob.
This is the most... Okay,
we make this happen, Norm?
to give...
I don't know.
Folks, I just really want to say thank you because this is, I think, our record for the most amount of live viewers at once we've had for Why We Bust.
Hey.
So give your guys a round of applause. That's pretty cool. And we don't even have our guest on. So this is,
I know. Hey,
this is the Why We Bust Improv show.
It is. And hey, you know what? There's nothing.
Ian, sorry we missed your
Ooh.
we missed your comment here. We're trying. Ian says, what if the phantom crew of the U-505 submarine tried to sail out of the Museum of Science and Industry? I would have that as the pull away gag. Remember how the Titanic and Ghostbusters 2? Yep. The Chicago Port Authority calls, the Coast Guard, because fun fact, the Coast Guard is stationed here in Chicago for the Great Lakes. And it's the, naval, whatever, being like, hey, the U-505 is going in Lake Michigan. The what? And then it cuts to the Science Industry Museum missing the submarine. I think that would be a really cool, all hell's breaking loose kind of a moment.
Yep. And there's also the SS Eastland that sunk in the Chicago River.
Yes, so, that is a thing that happened as well.
Yes. So that raising itself from the Chicago River's depths would be kind of cool with some entities on it. But yeah, again, a big shout out to everybody that joined us tonight. We should be back to normal programming next week. Looks like we have one of our own Windy City Ghostbusters that will be on with us. But we're here talking about being Ghostbusters and Ghostbusters related stuff. So
Iron Beagle says use of the Ecto-8 in the river would be awesome.
Yep.
Yes.
I agree with that. I'm
trying to play catch up on these comments. Matthew Jason says, looking good, gents. Thank you. And I will see you Wednesday at Bingo. # Bingo Army. If you know, you know. Also, the small church behind Gurney Mill. That mill is in my family, so I've heard some stories. It's good to know.
Ooh.
Could deal with a deep tunnel project. That'd be a good idea too. There's a lot you could do in the city of Chicago, but somebody up here says they read an interview with Dan Aykroyd saying that it might be the next one might be overseas. I wouldn't mind a Ghostbusters International. I think it'd be a really cool thing to see, like the British Ghostbusters, kind of be seen, and their headquarters is, whatever, but their Ecto is a double-decker bus. That would be a pretty nifty. That'd be a nifty idea, or
team of old school Mini Coopers.
Exactly. So I'm not opposed of them doing something overseas. I think that'd be pretty rad. But what I'm getting at is I love New York, the city. It's my favorite city in the entire world other than Chicago. Go and visit as much as I possibly can. But I've seen Ghostbusters happen there now 3 times. I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
And it's nothing against it. But if we're going to continue the franchise, we have to spice things up. It can't just keep happening in Chicago, New York over and over again,
All right, here's a question. Where would you not want to see Ghostbusters based?
Antarctica.
Okay, all right.
Okay, no, that's mean because the Antarctica Ghostbuster exists.
I was not aware.
He finally moved out of there.
So you are aware of all of the franchises across the globe, really. So there is, and possibly may still be, an Antarctic Ghostbuster.
Yeah, he was a really fascinating dude. If you followed his page, I think he finally got, because he had a residency there as whatever job on the base, right? Anybody can apply for a job and get a job at the Antarctic thing. And he would go outside into the tundra wearing, the protective clothes, but he would have on a flight suit over the top of everything. And he would go out there and he would talk about the science of Antarctica and different things. And it was a strange concept, but I think only he could make that happen.
Right on. That's pretty cool. I mean, that's putting it out there.
Ghostbusters in Chicago, Saint Me 21 says Ghostbusters in Chicago, Los Angeles, New Orleans is a good choice.
Yes. Yeah,
Most
I'm all on
haunted
for
city
New
in
Orleans.
America, man. That'd be a good pick.
I am definitely in for New Orleans. Yes.
New Orleans could be cool.
Yep.
You could even do a ragtime booze reference.
There was an RGB episode about that.
I know that's the name of it.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. It's getting late. I'm getting tired.
Okay.
There was
Lewis, hang in there. We have to stay until 8 so I could get this done, and then Norm could raid my stream, and that way this can continue. So we're sticking around till 8 exactly, and plus there's a lot of people in here. So yes, Norm's going to raid me.
We got 9 minutes left, and I saw a question here was.
And I accidentally hit end stream. Oh no,
Norm, I would fight you.
Who do you want to see suit up in a Ghostbusters movie?
Brendan Fraser.
Yes, I like that idea.
That's not bad. That's a good one.
Who would I like to see suit up in a Ghostbusters movie? You know, I think as a fun, maybe even a gag, would be Jeff Goldblum
as the sciencey guy.
Yep. I think it'd actually be a lot of fun to see Chris Pratt and Paul Rudd work together as Ghostbusters. I don't know. I think Chris Pratt's got that kind of Ghostbustery feel to him.
Wasn't he in one of the last rumors before Afterlife became what it was?
He was, yes.
He was. Yep. And that's kind of what made me think of that. I think he'd do a really good job just with some of that comedic relief.
Ecto Fox says 9 minutes. We got you for 9 minutes.
9 minutes of playtime.
Whole minutes. Eight.
Saw.
Eight now.
Bonesaw's ready.
Bonesaw's ready. And it wasn't night. What was the timing in the? It's Sony property. I don't care. How long was Spider-Man supposed to be locked inside with locked in the cage with Bonesaw? I think 3 minutes.
Might be 3 minutes. Got you for 3 minutes of playtime.
All right, so folks, you're gonna real quick. Louis E. Causey says, I'm really interested to start a 501c3. I have lots of questions. Okay, your best advice, man, is reach out to.
And Bob's gonna lag out right now.
Local, like you want to be in a fire.
Oh, Bob's equipment is haunted.
You reach out
Bob's
to
roboting.
I think I'm lagging.
Yeah, you're lagging.
You're lagging real bad, bro.
Am I lagging?
Real bad.
Yeah. Bob is fading. Well, while Bob glitches, Norm, do you know?
Can you guys hear me?
Oh,
yeah.
Are we back? Are you back?
Okay, sorry, I'm back now. Thanks, Ghostbuster Spirits Unleashed. What was I going to? Can you guys hear me though?
I can hear you.
I can hear you, but you're not synced right.
Oh my god, it's good for the moment. You guys, anyway, local 501c3, get in touch with a tax lawyer in your area or like a public accountant. What's the term I'm looking for? CPA. And let them know. Sure. They'll get you all set up with everything you need to know.
Yep, that is the best way to do it.
Yep, because the big thing to keep in mind is that the requirements and laws around it differ by state and jurisdiction. So it's really important to talk to somebody who is an expert in your area.
Yes, definitely. If you're going to do it the right way. That is definitely a good piece of advice. So, Bob, would you like to give your shameless plug?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at your screen right now, everybody, There's a link there, twitch.tv/Bob After Dark Plays. If you're watching on Twitch right now, you're automatically going to get shipped over to my stream as it is. Norm, be ready to join the Windy City Ghostbusters Discord audio channel. Matt, you're welcome to come hang out with us too.
I believe I have Twitch on my TV upstairs. So.
Well, you don't need to do that. You just need to join the Discord because it's going to all stream from Bob.
Oh. Yeah, and then it looks like
Dave's
and it looks like we got Dave. He's going to be joining us too. So GBSU voice.
Okay.
Nice.
What state are we in? I live technically on the most northwest border of Northwest Indiana.
I think Jeff's asking the person who's asking questions.
He is, yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant what state am I in, or my mental.
Bob's in the state of disaster.
Bob's in the state of a disaster.
State of constant.
So, guys, head on over there in just a couple minutes if you're not watching, and you guys can come hang out with us in. Bob, it's not all about you. Okay, fine. That comes later. It actually comes in 3 minutes.
3 minutes of playtime.
100%. But tonight, guys, we're going to be playing Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed over on my channel.
It sounds like it's going to be a darn good time, folks.
Yeah,
I wouldn't miss it if I were you.
Yeah,
100%. And I'm going to have that be that's going to be one of my Extra Life streams. So come on, pop on by.
For sure.
We encourage all of you to do that. And those of you who haven't done it, make sure that on YouTube you like, subscribe if you're enjoying tonight's content, or if you've enjoyed our past streams with guests and everything. We definitely encourage you because that helps with all of our algorithms. Head over to our Facebook page for Windy City Ghostbusters, where we have our events posted. We have past pictures and stuff. Catch up on who we are, what we do. If you're new here, thank you for joining us for the roundtable of Norm, Bob, and Matt. I think we should maybe make this a more regular thing.
Yeah, I mean, this is fun. So I mean, maybe we should do that.
We catch up on a little bit of Ghostbusters news. We take comments from people because. An open forum for people to ask and talk about what's going on in our fandom. What three better people to talk about it than us?
Oh, thanks for the subscription, Iron Beagle. You're the best.
Nice.
Yes.
Love it.
Excellent. Arrow, you'll be I see you're over there. Oh, thank you so much for the subscription. Saint Me Too I. Very new follower. Thank you so much for the follow. All right, guys, let's I'm gonna have my stream starting right about now, so you can head on over to my Twitch channel if you're not already there. Norm, I'll let you know when to raid. Okay.
All right,
everyone, go enjoy Bob's stream. We love you. We thank you for joining us tonight, and like us, follow us. And we will see you next week.
All right.
Bye,
guys. I'll sit here and entertain everybody till Bob tells me he's ready, which will probably be a minute.
Actually, go ahead and you can raid. Not yet. Hold on. Don't go anywhere.
Not going
Don't go anywhere. No. I'm telling those people don't go anywhere.
Oh.
All right. Go ahead and raid me.
Says you're not there.
No, try now.
It says Bob After Dark, no channels found. Oh, there you are. Okay.
Bob After Dark plays.
I know what it is. Thank you.
I would hope so by now.
Remember, guys, and then let me give you my the link again in chat is http://Twitch. Oh, thank you. Yep, that's the one.
All right, we're rating.
All right, you're rating me?
Yep.
Hey, Gory, what's going on? What's going on, Windy City Ghostbuster fans?